Hello everyone, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington. Thank you for joining me today. Before we get started, the housekeeping notes. All the product I'm using and all the dimensions will be listed below. There's a link to my online store if you wish to purchase any of these products and help support my channel. There's a link to our Facebook group. We love to have you join that. There's my email address if you have any questions, and please remember to like, share, and subscribe and help me grow in YouTube world. We are going to be making a 3D project today for Easter. We're going to be using Twisted in Time for the Happy Easter. You could also use the Storybook Moments. I think there's a couple others that had Easter and spring greetings in them. Or if you didn't want it for Easter, you could make it for birthdays or whatever. It's just a great little party treat favor. And this is what we're making. Just this cute little box. It's not very big. It is 4 1/4 by 1 1/4 square. It's just a little cute little box. And I have to get somebody out of mischief right now. Come on, Smokey, get out of mischief. Little troublemaker. And so this one is out of Highland Heather. This time we are going to make one out of Balmy Blue. And I haven't cut anything. I have a partial piece of paper here. But what you are going to need is you need a piece that is 5 1/2. You can get 2 out of a sheet of paper, out of a sheet of cardstock. 5 1/2. We'll use that in a few minutes. By 7 3/4. You can score on this if you'd like. I prefer my scoreboard, so you do you. So, on the 7 3/4 side, we are going to be scoring at 1/2 inch, 1 3/4, 6 inches, and 7 1/4. And we're going to rotate it, and we are going to be scoring at 1 1/4, 2 1/2, 3 3/4, and 5. And that is all the scoring. Okay. Now, I'm going to mark on here because I found it easier to mark the boxes I need to get rid of so I don't make a mistake. So, let me go ahead and burnish this first because it does make it easier so you can see the lines a little easier. And if you didn't want it for Easter, you could use this treat box for birthdays, Christmas, Halloween, wedding showers, you know, just about anything. It's just a really nice size. So, there's all my score lines. So, if you look at this, this right here is going to become our flap of our box. So it'll be actually in the front, but I'm working this way for now. So what we need to do is get rid of this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. We skip this one because that's going to give our lip, and this one. And it's the same thing on this side. This one and this one. So those are the squares we're going to be removing. So we'll start down here. And I want to go to the other side, so I make sure I remove the score mark. And I'm going to come this one, I'm going to come all the way down to there. This one, I'm going to come all the way down. And this one here. And then I'm going to come over here. Remove that one, and remove that one. Now I'm not doing any wedging at any point. I'm just doing the cutting, and I'll come back if I need to wedge. straight down. Get rid of this little piece. You see why I said marking them real fast is an easier way to, anyway, we don't cut the wrong spot. This whole big square is going to go by. And this little one. Okay. Now, these little tabs here, you want to take off a smidge. And I mean, you see how small that is? Like 1/64 of an inch. It's just a little teeny bit. And then what you want to look here is on these sides. See where this one has, I got a really big lump edge right there. I don't want that big edge, so I'm going to take and just trim that off. Don't want to leave any big lumps here on the side or the box won't close very well. But you shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to cut anything off the sides when it goes together like that. So I've got a little wedge on this one here too. So I'm going to take that off just ever so slightly. And I've got a big lump on this one, so I'm going to cut it off too. You don't have to remove much, but if you've got some big pieces sticking up and it's very noticeable, you might want to trim them. Do not trim anything on this top piece until you're ready to close, because once you cut it, you can't put it back. So this is what it looks like, and this is actually the front of the little tabs here, okay? So now we need our DSP. I like to put my DSP on before I make it into a box because I find it easier when it is flat. But if you want to put it together first, you can. So this is the DSP I'm using. This is from the Subtles paper pack. Yeah, Subtles Designer paper. This was, and so I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use the leaves. So what I need is I need to cut this at 4 1/8. That's extra. And then I'm going to cut these in strips at 1 1/8. And I need 4 of them. I don't know why my trimmer is wanting to stick so bad today. Cutting these each at. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut a 5th one. We need those 4, but we need 2 for the ends. So that's the same 1 1/4, and then I'm going to cut at 1 1/8 the other direction. So I have 2 pieces for the ends of my box. So those are the pieces we need. I'm all thumbs today. So these are going to go on here. Now this box, I made only 4 inches instead of 4 8. I think I'm going to like the bigger size. You could do that, but I really do like the pattern. And I could have kept it all in order, but I didn't. So, oh, that's not bad. I'm not really worried about it because you're only really going to see one side. But those are all going to go across there. And then these 2 will go on these 2 with the flaps. And you could use your favorite adhesive. And it's going to go right in the middle of that one. And this one's going to go in the middle of this one. I think I do like it with the little bigger. But you could do these at 1 inch by 4 instead of the larger. I'm putting the larger dimensions in the video because I think it looks nicer. this one. And this one. Now we've got all the pieces on. What you're going to do is take one of the sides, it doesn't matter which. You're going to bring this in, just put a little glue and hook it on here and bring it over so it's nice and square. And then I'm going to put a little glue, not on the tab, just on the inside panel. Leave the tab alone and bring that up so it's nice and square. Now, if you're making this and you see a piece of paper that's going to be in your way, go ahead and trim it. I did have to do that on the other one a little bit. And I think I might have to do that one here. No. But if you see something's going to be in your way, go ahead and trim it. So, do this side. Doesn't take much glue, just to get those inside pieces in. Make sure they're all tucked in well. Put a little glue on this one. And bring it up. Make sure everybody's nice and square. That's the key to this. Okay. Now, I'm going to put a little thumb hole in this box right here at approximately 2 inches. Let me be precise. I'm only putting it in a little bit there. And this is a 1/2 inch. You could use whatever you have. You could use just one part of a heart if you had it, or whatever you have. I know we don't sell this anymore. I'm really sad about that. So this is going to come down and go in like this. But I can already tell it's going to hang up. So we're going to take off that ever so small. Like I said, that maybe a 1/64 of an inch. Like I said, very tiny. Now, we're going to fill this up. I have chocolate eggs. I don't know how many will hold. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You can hold 12 comfortably. You could put little mini Hershey's or whatever you wanted in there. Or if you had loose candy, you could put it in a little baggie and put it in there. Now, 12 is about the max. So, to help hold this together, we're going to use a ribbon and we're going to make a little flower. And what I used to make the flower, I used my Petal Park Punch. I'm only using these 2 smaller flowers. You can use the big one if you want, but and there's one of my flowers. And there's number 2 on the floor. Just one moment. There he is. My punch is extremely tight and my hands are not working well today. But, so we're also going to use some ribbon on this, and I just grabbed the white diagonal ribbon and maybe 12 might be too much. Let's go to 10. It wants to keep on popping open with 12. 10's a little better. But everybody's candy, if you buy a different kind, it may hold more. I don't know. You know, every size is different. And I'm just going to take and put this on here. And basically, I am just tying a little knot. You could do a bow if you want. I thought I'd just keep it simple. Just like that. And so there's that. And I want a Happy Easter on this. So I'm going to be using that Happy Easter, and I know I have a piece of strip of paper here. I do. This is just a 1/2 inch piece. Cut off scraps from when I did a layer. I'm going to stamp Happy Easter. I'm saying, why is she using black? I'll leave this a little longer, like that. And then I'm going to grab a couple glue dots. First, I'm going to grab, this is my pierce tool. And I'm going to grab these. You can put them into a mat, but I find putting them into your palm of your hand like this, or you can use your finger or a pin. It just allows you to get a little bit more of a fold into them. Because these are not an card, so they're not going to get flattened as much. And then I'm going to grab a glue dot. Put one in there. Offset him a little bit in here. Like that. And I'm going to grab another glue dot for the bottom of this. And I'm going to put it in this corner right here. You could get as fancy with this as you wanted. And then on this, I'm going to put a couple dimensionals on it. Next week, I'm making a box that's geared more towards children. This one's geared more towards an adult, but it could go to a child as well. You have to turn in next week to see the one I'm making for that. A little Happy Easter. Now I want to put something in the center there, and I decided I wanted to pull a little bit black from this in, and these are the neutral matte dots. Now I'm just going to grab one of these small black dots, because it really just pops with that blue. It does pop with the purple too. And that is my little tree box. So, thank you for everybody joining me today, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.